Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is to honor the Lionsgate portal that is happening today at the time that this video goes up, August 8th, which is 8/8, and actually this year it is 888 because the year 2024, when you add up the digits, it adds up to 8. So this is a very powerful day for manifestation, for spiritual growth and advancement. It is said that on this day, there is a portal that opens and that delivers a higher frequency energy to us here on Earth, which I personally believe that we can harness this energy on any day, but it is very fun to celebrate this day and it is fun to do these readings. And today's reading is very special because we are collaborating with Luna, who is an old friend of mine in this community. We have been friends since the beginning, since the early days of my channel. And I've actually been friends with her since before she started her channel. And we have a tradition where on every repeating number date, we do a collaboration. So we did one on the 555, 666, 777. And so this is our fourth. Yeah, because I don't think we did 444. Anyway, we've done many of these collaborations together. If you guys aren't familiar with Luna, you should be. She is an absolute ray of sunshine. Every time I connect with her, every time I think about her, I just get filled up with so much light. She is truly a blessing to this community, and her readings focus on discovering your talents, pursuing your life purpose, excelling in your career, manifestation, abundance. So if that kind of stuff interests you, I would highly recommend checking out her channel. What I love about Luna is that she reads the energy in such an optimistic way. It is accurate, but in an optimistic way. So she reads my energy in such a high light that I know deep down is true, but maybe I'm having a hard time believing that about myself and really embodying that energy. And so it's always so uplifting to listen to her messages. I promise if you check out her channel, your spirits will be lifted 1,000 times over. Thank you so much, Luna. You are my soul sister. I love you. I'm so happy to be collaborating with you again. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. That is just what your energy does to me. So today's reading is going to be all about abundance, and we want to make sure that we cover abundance of all kinds that are coming into your life at this time. So on Luna's channel, she is going to focus on abundance in your career, in your finances. And over here on my channel, we are going to focus on abundance of the emotional nature and the spiritual nature. So if you watch both of the readings together, you will get a full picture of all the abundance that is making its way into your life. So we have 4 groups to choose from today, and as you could probably tell already, we have a green theme today to honor abundance. And so I have 4 green crystals. This is actually made of glass, but it's all green. And I'm going to show you these up close one by one. And please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. You can also choose multiple. If you do feel drawn to multiple today, that is just a sign that there are multiple different blessings coming your way. So please don't limit yourself. The universe does not want you to limit yourself. The universe is not going to limit itself. It is going to generously give you everything your heart desires at this time. So if you feel drawn to multiple, that is for a reason. Okay, so without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this fluorite heart. For my group number 2s, we have this little glass frog couple sitting on a bench. For my number 3s, we have this aventurine mushroom. And for my number 4s, we have this aventurine ram. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones. So if you guys chose the fluorite heart, this is going to be your reading all about the abundance that is manifesting in your life. So it's my intention today to receive these messages from spirit. However, if there is a particular spirit guide or member of your spiritual team whom you'd like to receive messages from today, and that includes higher selves, just keep them in your mind as we go throughout this reading. The first thing I want to do is just roll a couple of dice, and of course I have to use my green dice to see if there's anything in particular that Spirit would like me to focus on today. So we have the North Node, and we have the sign of Capricorn. So group number one, this is a confirmation that you are currently in the best profession to carry out your life purpose, or you are already in alignment with this path. So I do think that a big source of abundance in your life is going to be this sense of fulfillment that you know you are in the exact right position to best develop your strengths and to make an impact on your community. You're going to feel empowered in that you can really make a difference, that you're really helping others, and that you are really tapping into your fullest potential. So yeah, this feels like success and fulfillment in what you do. I also feel that you could be receiving a lot of respect or enjoying a high reputation. It's like you're highly respected or highly appreciated for what you do. Okay, so let's get into your cards and see what else we need to know about the abundance you are manifesting. We have the Stork. Love is the highest truth. Get up and try again. Opposition, confrontation, reflecting, mirroring, seeking balance, tests, interaction, push-pull dynamic, internal conflicts, uncertainty, wavering, acknowledgement, and respect. And yeah, and then we literally have abundance, and it says, I receive and I already have everything that I need. What an auspicious sign to literally get an abundance card in an abundance reading. Definitely Spirit wants to confirm to you that you are in the right place in your life to receive your abundance. I want to just look at the numbers that are here, because we have the number 17, which correlates to the major arcana of the star. So there's a big wish being fulfilled in your life. And I personally feel with the star, this is a wish that for quite some time has felt kind of far away, or like it feels more like a distant dream than something that could tangibly come true. It almost feels like too good to be true. And then the universe is saying, psych, no, it's real. Like, it's part of your reality. There's this feeling of the future is brighter than you expect. And not only is your specific wish going to come true, but it's going to go even beyond that. Things that are beyond your wildest dreams would come true. An easy and kind of silly example of this is like if your biggest wish was to be a millionaire, and it's like, no, you're actually going to be a billionaire. It's that kind of energy where the universe is meeting your wish and then giving you even extra. So I think you need to know that the future is brighter than you are thinking. We also have the number 13, which is the Death card. So there is, and the Stork, it is about changes, because it has that symbolism of the migration of a bird. So there's a big change coming in your life and a big fulfillment of a wish. With Get Up and Try Again, this does look like something that you have already been trying to make happen. So it doesn't really seem like something that is materializing out of thin air. It's a wish coming true because you didn't give up and you continue to work hard. I know with this Capricorn energy here, and maybe you do have Capricorn placements, you don't have to, but what I can tell about you is that you are incredibly hardworking and disciplined, and you follow through with what you say you're gonna do. Like, if you say you're gonna show up, if you say you're gonna make it happen, you're gonna make it happen. And this is really a sign of your hard work paying off. Also, I want to say that the things you are currently focused on and the things that you are pouring your efforts into are very much in alignment with your life purpose. And that is why I think that's part of the reason you feel such a strong drive towards them. But this wish that's coming true, it is something that you have been trying to make happen, or you've made multiple attempts at something. There's that feeling of getting knocked down 7 times, getting up 8 times. No matter how many times you fail, with finger quotes, or no matter how many times you get knocked down, you're going to get up and try again. It feels like a breakthrough. After adversity, after so many times of things not coming through and feeling like you're going to lose hope, things are finally coming through for you. Also, and I don't think this is for everybody, it may just be for a few of you, but there is that tale of babies being brought in by a stork, and these little fairies kind of look like babies. And this is the Queen of Hearts, which corresponds to the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups has little spirit babies on her throne, and she has that nurturing energy. So for a few of you, there is a message of confirmation about a little one coming into your life, whether that's your own or someone close to you, someone in your family, especially if this has been a wish of yours, because this is that star energy. Like for those of you who have wished to start or expand your family or have a little one in your life. And I say little one because it could very much be like giving birth, having a baby. It could be adopting a baby, but it doesn't have to be human. It could be your fur baby. It could be your companion animal. Just having that little life to nurture and to raise and to shower with love. That could be something that is coming into your life and bringing you a lot of joy and bringing you a lot of abundance. And I do think that life is going to become more gentle for you. This is something about the nature of your goal, because there's some goals that you have to work really hard to achieve them, and then you have to keep working that hard to maintain it. And I feel like your particular wish, it's a bit different. It will take a lot of hard work to make it happen, but then once it comes true, there's like this sigh of relief, and then things get easier. Once you make it happen, once you give that initial push, it will be easier to maintain. So something that you need to know is that the hardest times are behind you, or maybe you are in the hardest times right now, and it's only going to get easier from here on out. Because a big part of your abundance is not having to give so much of your energy to the hustle and the struggle. A big part of your abundance is getting to focus on what really makes your heart happy, and being able to prioritize your inner peace and your emotional well-being. I also think you're creating a life for yourself where your emotions can lead. You can ask yourself what the best thing is to do based on how you feel. And your life is going to be set up such that you can honor your heart and honor your emotions and honor what you love. This definitely gives me the feeling of being able to do what you love, and the highest truth of what is right for you is embedded in the things and people and places that you naturally love. That is naturally what is best for you. And love is also the reason that you haven't given up. I'm hearing you're not crazy. The reason you're not giving up, it's not because you're crazy or delusional, or, well, maybe you are stubborn, but that's not why you're not giving up. It's because of love. That's what has kept you going. Love for what you do, for yourself, for your loved ones, even for, I'm hearing people and things that don't exist yet on this earth. Love for the future, because this star energy is the future. And now I'm thinking of the Billie Eilish song where she says, I'm in love with my future. I haven't properly listened to that song, but I know she says that. So maybe I will link that song down below for you if you feel called to it. But I do know that she's a Sagittarius, so you know what I just realized? Because I said Sag, and I'm like, okay, Sag, Capricorn. The star that we've been talking about is Aquarius energy, and this 13 death is Scorpio. And when you put all of those together, it makes a chunk of time, like Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius season, which is from the end of October to the end of February. So that could be a window of time where things are gradually starting to get better and better and better. And then once you move out of that, things will be significantly easier. With this opposition card, I do think this is talking about the adversities that you have been through and that you haven't backed down from them. You have met adversity with a strong will, with a strong desire to find a solution. You've maybe kept going where others might give up on that journey. I'm hearing cut your losses, I think is the expression, or just take the loss. You know, you've already invested so much, just take the loss. Maybe somebody told you this. I'm hearing you have to move on with your life as well. You've already put in so much time, energy, resources. Just accept the loss, and you have to move on. You have to go back to normal, whatever that means. But no, it was your calling that kept pulling you forward. This could also be about, because I'm thinking about how a disco ball reflects light. This could also be about shining light on what was keeping you from living a peaceful life. And I think you've realized that your key to having inner peace is not through avoiding discomfort or avoiding confrontation. That actually makes the discomfort persist. And so your version of inner peace is one where you can confront the things that are out of alignment for you, where you can call them out or remove them from your life or speak up against them or face them. That is true peace for you. Like, facing the chaos is true peace. Ignoring it and letting it fester is not true peace. And recognizing that every time you face this opposition, it's a chance for you to grow. Regardless, like it could be that you're growing because you're integrating a little bit of that opposing energy and learning something from it, or standing even more firmly in your energy because it provides contrast. I really know that that's not for me. But any opportunity where you get to see your shadow, or you get to see the other side of the coin, or the other side of the polarity, is an opportunity for you to grow. I hope that makes sense. I also think something that's kept you going is just this deep-seated knowing that it's already yours. Even if it's maybe not tangible and in front of your physical eyes right now, there's a deeper knowing than that has told you that it's already yours. It's the knowing of your soul. Yeah. I'm thinking of the death card, which this isn't even the death card, but it's just the number 13 keeps making me think of that energy. It often makes me think of the metamorphosis of caterpillar to butterfly. And I'm thinking of the very hungry caterpillar, when the caterpillar is just like eating and eating and eating. And because it needs energy to turn into a butterfly. And maybe the caterpillar doesn't know why it's eating so much, but it's just the instinct that it has. Its body is wise, and its body can sense that a transformation is coming. And so it needs that energy. So pay attention. And that's been coming up a lot with Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups energy recently as well, is really getting in touch with the cues of your body and trusting its wisdom. So if you're feeling like you need more or less of something, it could be because your body knows something that you don't. So you may find a difference in your energy levels, in your appetite levels, in your tastes, in your preferences, in what you gravitate towards. before you understand why. And it's because your body already senses a transformation coming or a breakthrough in your life coming and knows how to prepare for it. And so it will be best to honor those cues of your body. One last thing before we get into the tarot is that this message of stork and migration, it can be interpreted literally as in you're going to go through a geographical relocation or you're going to travel somewhere. So that could be a confirmation for some of you, but it's also a symbol of something being a promising endeavor in the long term, something that is long lasting. So it's really important for you to know that once this wish does come true, it's not going to go away. It's going to stick. It's going to stick. It's going to be secured. I'm thinking of a rocket launch where it's like you spend all this time building a rocket, and when you launch it, you don't even know if the mission is going to be successful. And it's like, it will. The launch is going to go well, and then it's going to stabilize, and it's going to maintain. Yeah, long-term success. So we are getting into the tarot now. What else does group number 1 need to know about the abundance that is coming their way? We have the Phoenix, which this is the Hierophant, but very similar to that transformation, rebirth energy we've been talking about. We have the Six of Trees, which is the Six of Pentacles. We have Life Map, which is the Wheel of Fortune. The Two of Embers, which is the Two of Wands. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Veil. Okay, so something interesting just happened with the Veil. This is Roman numerals. It's the number 17, but I read it as 12. And I thought it was the Hanged Man. But for some reason, it's like my brain missed the V and just saw XII and just saw 12. So there is a 5 that I missed. 5 is the number of change. Especially, we have a 5 here with the Phoenix. Change, metamorphosis, transformation. The Hanged Man, which I thought this was, it's about looking at things from a different perspective. So it's like your wish is coming true, but the missing ingredient is a change or a new perspective. So yes, you're going to keep trying again, but you might try a different way or a different approach. It could be that a new way is going to present itself to you. Like if you think you've exhausted all the options, there may be a new option you haven't tried that is presenting itself to you. For some of you, there may be another option that you know of, but you just haven't had the resources to be able to do it. It's like, yeah, I know that option exists, but it costs money, or it's only accessible in this place and I can't go to that place. So it could be that the universe is going to provide the means you need to access that other option to make your wishes come true. And then it could also be a perspective thing. It could be looking at the task at hand in a different way. Looking at what you think you know about the situation at hand, because some of it might be assumption. Some of it might be like a common misconception that you've just taken on as your own. This is also one that is coming to my mind, and I think it's because we were talking about like conceiving and children and stuff like that. It's as if somebody was trying to conceive on day 14 of their cycle, because that's just the common knowledge, that's what you do. But maybe that person doesn't ovulate on day 14 of their cycle. Maybe it's a bit before, maybe it's a bit after. So it could be some kind of common knowledge that you've just accepted that is actually hindering you, because the truth is a little bit more nuanced than that. Or it's even just different. Or yeah, like another option, another perspective of looking at the situation at hand that's gonna reveal itself to you. Because the fact that my eyes missed the 5, it just feels like the missing ingredient is like change or doing something in a different way. And also the veil, it's like the veil conceals things. There's something you don't know that if you did know it, or something that's not available to you, if it was available to you, it would make things a lot easier to achieve your goal. And so I feel like the universe is preparing to give that to you or reveal that to you. I'm also thinking of veil as in like a veil of secrecy. So someone could be withholding information from you or withholding something from you that is impeding your growth or your success, and you'll get a chance to confront that. Veil could also be a wedding veil. So, I mean, that might be a whole other message, but for some of you, the abundance you're receiving could have to do with marriage or your spouse. Like a marriage union as part of your abundance, or gaining abundance through a marriage union, something like that. We have 2 Taurus cards in a row as well. Taurus energy in general, and then Taurus moon. Which it could be that someone with Taurus placements is significant, or somebody who has a double like sun and moon sign, like someone who has like Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Aries sun, Aries moon, you know, same sun and moon sign. Someone, or like, for example, I'm an Aries sun, Gemini moon. So if this is my reading, maybe somebody with a Gemini sun is significant, or someone with an Aries moon is significant. The 6 of Pentacles, this also gives the feeling of hard work paying off, but there's a feeling of energy being reciprocated to you. You're being reciprocated, you're being supported. So all of this hard work that you've put in is now being matched by another party. And that will take some burden off of you. It's like I think you've had to do a lot of this journey alone. Like you've had to make a lot of these efforts alone up until now. And this is some support coming in. You could be receiving abundance in the form of education, training, counseling, mentorship, guidance. You could be entering into a partnership with someone who has a lot of experience that can help you, a lot of knowledge and expertise that can help you, resources and connections. The Hierophant gives the feeling of a mentor, or even like a veteran in a certain field, or someone who has a lot of authority in a certain field. And so partnering up with this person, it could give you more resources. I'm also hearing by associating with this person, you would automatically gain more respect, more esteem. I'm hearing people might take you more seriously if you're associated with this person. It could also be a group or an institution. Like if you got, for example, a scholarship to a certain school, or you have a degree from a certain institution, you could automatically just have more respect because of that, because of how people perceive it. Or people will take you more seriously in the sense of, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. This person knows what they're doing. So it's like you're linking up with the energy of another individual or a group or an individual or a group or an institution, an establishment that raises the resources available to you, that raises your reputation, and that does help how people perceive you. Because in this world, in this material world, and in this sometimes superficial world, those things are important. And I do think there's something about like becoming legit, if that makes sense. Like you could be gaining a certification in something, or your efforts are being recognized. I'm also thinking of when musicians sell a certain number of records and then they get that gold certification, platinum certification. And if you have that attached to your resume, like, oh, you're a 2 times platinum, it adds some respect to your name. Like there's something like that is happening for you, or by association with somebody, like, oh, you've been published in this person's journal, or you've been on this person's TV show or podcast, right? It could be so many different things, but getting that boost in recognition, or that boost in reputation. Also the fact that the Hierophant can talk about someone providing you guidance and mentorship, and the fact that this is a bird. I'm thinking of that expression of taking someone under your wing. So you could have someone doing that for you, like someone who is going to coach you through a certain process. And I'm hearing that this makes you feel a lot safer, because you know that if you have any questions, you have someone to turn to, you have someone who's going to know the answer, and you have someone who makes you feel like there are no dumb questions, who really encourages your learning process. There may be some things on this journey that you're just learning now, and that you feel kind of ashamed in your own subjective experience. You might feel ashamed, like, why am I only learning this now? Why did it take me so long to know about this? Why wasn't I educated about this before? And your spiritual team is saying, don't be ashamed, because it's not your fault. It's like culturally or societally, we do a horrible job at sharing this information, and we do a horrible job at supporting people and making resources accessible to them. Like, and I don't say that to discredit people whose line of work it is to support others and provide them with information. And actually, if you are an educator or something in that vein, let me know how you feel about the field you're in. And if you feel like, I don't know, I'm curious to know, but I feel like sometimes society fails to provide the best information and resources and education. Again, that's not to judge any individual educators. It's just the system. Like, I don't think, for example, in a schooling system, I don't think the teachers get to pick what the curriculum is. They just have to teach what the board tells them to teach. So, yeah. So I think this is just about, don't feel ashamed if you didn't know something, or like if no one ever taught you how to do something. That's normal, and that's not your fault, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And also to know that it's never too late, and that you are not too late, and that this support is coming in. And in fact, you are very much on the right path and on the perfect timing in your destined path. I think what is so interesting about the Wheel of Fortune in this deck is that it looks a lot more complex. It's not a perfect circle where you go down and then you go up. It's multifaceted and it's all over the place. And this is very often what our life map looks like. My camera really wants to focus on this abundance card right now. In your life map, you receive and you have everything that you need in the moment that you need it. It's so easy for me to say, right? But don't feel like you're behind, or that you're not on the right path, or anything like that. And then we have the Two of Wands, which it can talk about partnerships. And it's interesting that there's 3 people on this card. It almost kind of gives me a 3 of Cups kind of feeling, like the 3 women dancing together. You know, it's a sisterhood, it's a friend group, it's a community. It makes things more lighthearted. So you're definitely a journey that you've gone through alone, especially trying to make your dreams happen on your own. You are no longer alone. And so another way that you're receiving abundance is through community, like being cared for by a community, receiving love by a community, being uplifted, and also the fulfillment that comes with getting to uplift and assist your community right back. It's that kind of mutual support. The Six of Pentacles says the same thing. A beautiful reciprocated exchange of energy. This feels like a partnership where each individual's boundaries and wishes are really respected. So it's like we're not losing ourselves in the community. It's a community made up of so many vibrant individuals who each have their own goals and dreams and beliefs, but all come together over this shared desire to support each other and to feel interconnectedness. You will also have an abundance in the form of more opportunities to explore your strengths, your talents, your interests, and getting to interact with more people might spark curiosity of, oh, maybe I'm interested in that. Maybe I'm good at that as well. And it's just, man, it's just coming to me like, it's so silly that we place these random deadlines to find out what we like and to find out what we're good at. You could be 70 years old and discover your passion and discover a new hobby. And it's so silly that like your 20s, you're a baby. I still feel like well, I don't feel like a baby, but I don't feel like, I'm just getting started. I'm still figuring out what I like to do and what I want to do. And you can figure that out forever because your time is yours and your life is yours. And who do you need to meet this deadline for? What's going to happen if you don't figure out by age 25 or whatever? Who's going to punish you? You have to pay a fine to somebody? No, because it's your time. It's your life. Anyway, I don't even know why I went on that rant, but I think it's just that certain people are piquing your curiosity about certain interests of yours. And it's like, if I hadn't met this person, if I hadn't divinely met this person, I wouldn't have realized that I had this interest or this talent. But I had to meet them first at this point in my life. And so how could it be too late? This is exactly when I was meant to meet them and have this revelation. It's just so baseless and boring to put all of your deadlines at such an early time in your life. You have no idea what is ahead of you. Yeah, so I feel like, oh, okay. I totally forgot. The last thing I want to do, I wanted to read, that was actually how I realized I had the wrong card, because I was like, I want to read this from the guidebook when I first laid out the cards. And then I'm like, wait a minute. The Hanged Man is not called the Veil. It's called Sacrifice. The Veil is the Star. So let's read the Star, which is on page 42, which might be relevant for you. 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. We have the messages of hope and reassurance. Almost invisible, you feel a light veil cascading down your being. Knowing anywhere could be better than where you came from, you push on, hoping for somewhere better on the other side. You emerge and notice a light, and then more lights start floating around you, brightening up the space you are in. You start to feel a little lighter as well. The colors around you have returned, and so has your will. The veil is a gentle reminder that hope is sometimes invisible. This card is a beacon. Hope is arriving, or it's soon on the way. Hope can come in many forms and can feel as easy as flipping a switch. You'll be surprised how drastically things can go from dark to light, like a comet blazing across the night sky. Let yourself feel hopeful, and your faith in the future will surely return. That's making me really emotional. Look for the small joys, remember the brightness of the sun and the magic of the stars. Group number 1, those are all of your messages. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. If you would like to know more about your abundance in the sense of career and finances, that will be in Luna's reading, so make sure to check that out as well. And thank you so much to Luna for collaborating with me. It always brings me so much joy to connect with you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like these ones we do on my main channel. And you can also decide on topics for future readings over on Patreon. So I'll have that link down below. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose these adorable little frogs sitting on the bench together, this is going to be your reading. So it's my intention today to receive these messages from spirit. However, if there is a particular spirit guide or member of your spiritual team whom you would like to receive messages from today, just keep them in your mind as we are going through the reading. And before we get into the cards, I wanted to just roll a couple of my green dice to see if there's anything in particular that spirit would like me to focus on today. Okay, so group number two. What does group number two need to know today? We have the planet Pluto. So there's definitely some groundbreaking change, a complete change or a complete overhaul to the structure of your life, the structure of your day-to-day, or you could be going through a profound inner change or profound healing. And wow, we have the planet of Scorpio, which is not the planet of Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by the planet of Pluto. So strong Scorpio vibes, strong Plutonian vibes, and strong vibes of transformation. Yes, this feels like deep emotional healing. So it starts inward, and then that healing radiates outward and allows you to create a completely new life. Like the life that healed you will create and that healed you will live looks a lot different. There's a message coming through about your future bearing very little resemblance to what you have lived in the past up until now. But this is meant to be a comforting and reassuring message. It's almost as if the past hardships you've been through, or the past things that you have identified with that brought you down, they're not going to haunt you anymore. There's a feeling of being able to be completely free from something and start completely fresh. Pluto in Scorpio could also be the placement of a person who is significant, whether that's you or someone else. But let's get into your cards now and see what Spirit has to say about your abundance. We have the Woman, Let Love Be Your Why, Fight Like a Queen, Chiron, healing, insecurity, wounds, vulnerabilities, deep-seated pain, teaching, powers, spiritual strength, difficulties, guilt, transmuting, healing others. And then we have omniscience. I already know the answers to my questions. Okay, so we have the numbers 29 and 1, which could be significant. The dates January 29, February 19th, September 12th, September 21st. These could be significant dates to you. Someone who's 29 years old, a life path 1. This could just be confirmation for some of you. It doesn't have to all apply to you. I'm also noticing there is a strong presence of feminine energy with the woman here and the queen, with Scorpio being a feminine sign as well. There's a strong energy of healing deep-seated pain. I'm hearing deep clean, and it's kind of funny, but I have this visual of when you deep clean a carpet. So it's not the same thing as just vacuuming it. It's like you're getting deep into the fabric and pulling out all of the old dust and dirt that was sitting there. So I really think this is a healing that is leaving you feeling cleansed and brand new and truly free from your past and truly free from things that you may have gone through or that may have happened to you. It's like this dark cloud that was hanging over you is not there anymore. Some of you could be coming out of quite a dark place, and it's like you're finally seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. And I would not be surprised if you go on to heal many others who have similar journeys, whether that's through directly working with them or just being a beautiful, inspiring example and success story about how there's always a way out of the darkness. I do think you will be a beacon of hope for many people. Also, we have the suit of spades here, which is related to swords in tarot. And then we have a 1, we have 29, which reduces to 11. Repeating ones like 1111, 111 could be signs that abundance is on its way to you or a fresh new beginning is on its way to you. But I'm also sort of getting Ace of Swords vibes, especially because this is omniscience. You could be gaining abundance in the form of knowledge, information, communication. You could also be really developing your intuitive abilities and your claircognizant abilities. Scorpio is deeply intuitive and a deeply psychic energy. So yeah, I definitely feel an abundance of psychic energy around you, but also there's this feeling of an abundance of information coming to you and answers to all of your questions. You may find at this time that spirit and your spiritual team are really answering all of your questions in a clear and direct way. This will be a time when you ask for answers and when you ask for signs, they will be shown to you with no room for doubt in a very literal way. And I was just gonna say, maybe there's some portal that is open that's allowing you to access this information now. And then I remembered that this whole reading is dedicated to the Lionsgate portal. So that portal opening might be bringing you some new answers, some new information, some new upgrades. But there's this feeling of just knowing. As soon as you have a question or a curiosity in your mind, you know the answer, you feel the answer. This could also be a time of epiphanies, especially epiphanies about something or someone you love, and epiphanies about something that is worth fighting for. And maybe this is you. Maybe this is an epiphany of the love that you have for yourself and that you are worth fighting for. It could also be towards somebody else, like having an epiphany about your true feelings for somebody, or an epiphany about a certain connection. Maybe there's a reason you were drawn to this frog couple, you and another person, having an epiphany about the meaning of a connection or the purpose of a connection. This could even be the other party having an epiphany that the connection with you is worth fighting for, or about the love that they have for you. If somebody has hurt you, whether it's romantic, platonic, any type of connection, if someone has hurt you, they might be having a sudden realization of the mistakes that they made. There was a message about an abundance of communication. So it could be that someone is reaching out to you to try to reconcile or to reconnect or to make things right. Because this is a reading about abundance and blessings, this would only be true for you if there's someone you want to hear from, that you would be happy to hear from them. So if there's someone who's hurt you in the past and like hearing from them would make you really upset, it's not that person, or this message is just not for you, because it feels like something that will be very healing for you. Receiving clarity or an explanation or an apology from this person, or receiving a desire to reconnect and reunite from this person. If this is your message, it would be something that feels like joy, that feels like relief, that feels like finally we're on the same page. Finally, we understand the truth of this connection. I also think with Chiron, healing, insecurity, wounds, this could be a time where a lot of insecurities and wounds, or one in particular that was quite strong, that have been in the subconscious are now rising up and becoming known by your conscious mind. And once they are known by your conscious mind, they lose a lot of power over you. Your patterns and cycles that are not serving you, if you're aware of them, they're already losing power. They're already on their way out. You're gaining more power. You're gaining more control in your narrative because you have more clarity and awareness. So we're going to get into your tarot now. And see what else you need to know about this energy, or if there's other energies that Spirit would like you to know about. With the number 29 here as well, some of you maybe have gone through your Saturn return. Someone with Chiron in the sign of Scorpio, or Chiron in the first house, Chiron in the 2nd, 9th, 11th house could be significant. Or like a Chiron Pluto aspect, which, oh my God, I feel like that would be quite intense. What else does group number 2 need to know, Spirit? We have the Shapeshifter. The Two of Trees. Karma. And the Eight of Lotuses. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Embers. I'm going to check in the guidebook about the Shapeshifter. It is a court card, but I'm not very good at remembering these. So the Shapeshifter is the Knight of Wands. But when I look at this spread in its whole context, I do feel like this will more so be interpreted as the archetype of a shapeshifter. I feel like this is your energy. I feel like you have the ability, and as it says in the guidebook, the shapeshifter can be two things at once and can appease oppositions. I think that you have the gift of matching others' energy and appeasing others. And I think that this is maybe something that you had to develop to stay safe or for survival at some point earlier on in your life. It could even go back as far as childhood. there's a feeling of you being caught in a power struggle. You could have been caught in a power struggle with another party, or you were caught in the middle of a power struggle, or caught in the middle of a conflict between two parties. And maybe you had to be the peacemaker. You had to appease both sides, or you had to make sense of both sides' truths or both sides' demands, I'm hearing. And this was not a place for you to be in. This never should have been your job. For example, it could be like being caught between two parents or two friends or even two people whom you work with. And there was a power struggle. And I feel like with this being the Knight of Wands, there is Leo energy associated with this card, which is the Sun. This is your life force, your authenticity. And I feel like there was a time where there was no room for you to shine your own light, because you just had to reflect the light of others, or mimic what was being projected from others. You had to assume a role that people expected you to be in. You could have been put into a certain box, or you just had to be what others needed from you at that time. And it's like there was no room or no grace for you to explore and discover your own authentic light and let that shine out, and to let you express yourself. You could be overcoming blockages that have to do with creativity, like a creative rut or a creative drought could be solved by this profound healing and this profound purging. When all of the emotions start pouring out, so does your creativity. Reconnecting with your inner voice, reconnecting with your inner expression, reclaiming your creativity, that's coming through as well. Creating in a way that is authentic and remembering what it's really all about. Remember what the creative process is really all about and why it really matters. It's not a performance, it's a ritual, it's a purging, it's a healing experience. Or it can be. I think you're becoming a lot more intimate with yourself as well, like emotionally, spiritually, perhaps even physically, like coming back into your body and being comfortable in your body again. I think there's an abundance of space for you. And this transformation is about taking up that space again, rather than making yourself smaller and smaller and smaller so that there's more space for others. You are reclaiming your space that is meant for you to fill up. We have a message of karma, and then we have the Eight of Lotuses, which is the Eight of Cups. There's something that you are walking away from because you recognize your power to free yourself and to break this cycle. And this walking away, it feels more emotional. It feels like you are no longer, you could be leaving a certain physical environment, but it feels emotional in the sense of, I am no longer going to engage with this. I am no longer going to entertain this. I'm no longer going to stay in this space, in this environment, in this relationship, whatever it might be, that requires me to be smaller and that requires me to stifle myself. That other people feeling like they have space hinges on me being small. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a dynamic that I have to be in, or that anyone has to be in for that matter. You're refusing to be someone else's peacemaker or someone else's healer. I also feel like you could be it's like, I'm not gonna try to save people anymore. I'm not gonna try to save people from the consequences of their own actions. I'm not gonna try to save people from their own karma. Like, I'm not going to interfere with someone else receiving their karma. They might need to go through that experience because that's their karma. I feel like Scorpio energy is very karmic as well. But this is the Justice card. You are definitely receiving your karma. This abundance that you're receiving is because you have accumulated good karma. Someone is getting their karma too. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do anything. The universe will take care of that. So looking at this Eight of Embers, this Eight of Wands, there is a feeling of destruction here with these meteors hitting Earth. And even, maybe this is a bit of a reach, but I'm thinking about how Chiron is an asteroid. And I think asteroids can hit as well. And just Plutonian energy. Yeah, Plutonian energy is destructive as well. It has that energy of death and destruction and upheaval as well. And this could be something that happens suddenly and quickly, because the Eight of Wands has this feeling of many things happening at once. So what this feels like is when you make this decision to walk away and to stop engaging with certain things, a lot of things in your life are going to fall apart because it's going to cause a chain reaction. It's as if let's say what you're healing is that you have had a lot of struggles when it comes to asserting your boundaries and saying no to things that you want to say no to. When you start doing that, it's like all of these endings happening in your life because there were so many, it's like there's so many, I'm seeing tents, and the tents can only stand if you maintain, sounds weird to say it this way, if you maintain the inability to assert your boundaries. And so when you say, I'm no longer engaging with the activity of ignoring and violating my own boundaries, I'm not doing that anymore, I'm not betraying myself anymore, all of these tents fall flat. Because without your betrayal of yourself, they don't have a leg to stand on. They can't be maintained. So your decision, like to emotionally walk away from something or to stop doing something that harms you or that makes you uncomfortable or that is just, it's not good, it's not for your highest good, that will cause a lot of endings and destructions in your life. And it's like the one domino that knocks over all the other dominoes. And yes, this can be, it almost kind of feels like a tower energy, which is also related to Scorpio, but it's the Mars part of Scorpio. But these endings happening are part of your abundance. So I feel like your abundance has to do with freedom, a fresh start, and an abundance of your own time and energy being yours. And you get to do whatever you want with your time and energy. And this all starts with some epiphany you have of something or someone or some place that you love and that is worth fighting for. This love helps to pull you out of this dark tunnel. The Two of Pentacles here, the Two of Trees. Two of Trees is the Two of Pentacles. I just had something happen in my throat just now, which I would often think is a throat chakra blockage being addressed. This can talk about many things. In some decks, there's a feeling of embracing a more playful energy. I think that part of this is realizing how much energy you have. Okay. This is maybe gonna be a strange example, so please bear with me. I'm seeing someone who has no idea what their income is and has no idea what their expenses are. They just know, I make money every month and I have to pay for groceries, I have to pay for gas, I have to pay for utilities, I have to pay for insurance or something. So they know that they have these things to pay for, but they don't see the exact amounts that are coming in and out. But once they stop paying for all of these things, their money accumulates and they're like, holy shit, that's how much money I was making every month? Like, it's like they didn't even realize what their income was, because it's like as soon as it comes in, it has to go to this and this and this and this and this. When their money doesn't have to go to those places anymore, they can actually see it pooling in their bank account. And they're like, oh, so that's my income. That's a lot. And I feel like something is happening with your energy, where you were giving your energy to this person and this situation and this drama and these worries. And so it's like as soon as you were generating your energy, it was going off to somewhere else. So you didn't even really see accurately how much energy you have. How can you know how much energy you have if it's suddenly running away somewhere else? And now that you're generating energy and it stays with you, you're like, holy crap, I actually have a lot of energy to do stuff. So you have an abundance of energy now that you can put into endeavors and journeys and projects that you want to use it on. And I love that for you. And life is going to feel more playful, and life is going to feel more like a fun collaboration with the universe, rather than just endless mountains for you to climb, tasks for you to complete. Things will feel more like a fun adventure. You have an abundance of time, energy, freedom, and space to really take up. You could be gaining more recognition or more visibility for your talents as you now have more time to prioritize developing your gifts and creating. And I think that what you have been through in the past, it could definitely inspire the work that you do or the things that you create. It's like you're transmuting the darkness of what happened to you into beauty through your work and through your creations. So you can still borrow from, that's a weird word, but you can still borrow from those experiences. You can still channel from those experiences to create something that is deeply relatable and moving and healing for others. But those past experiences don't control you. You wield them. You transmute them how you please, and you control the narrative of what happened in your past. It doesn't control you. So the last thing that I want to do is read this 8 of Embers, the bottom of the deck energy from the guidebook. And it's on page 59, in case that is relevant for you. Rapid action and quick decisions. A loud explosion catches you off guard and a plume of dark black smoke spills into the sky. It's midday, but the sky is dark from the soot clouding the air. Deafening booms echo in the distance and the ground is hot with fire. This is a time of war and you have arrived at an inopportune moment. This is a dark card and something you hoped you'd never live to see. But now you must let your survival instincts kick in and learn how to make quick decisions. Okay, right away, your spiritual team is so proud of you for like your instincts have been so quick and so sharp, and I think your spiritual team really doesn't want you to judge yourself if now you see that you have certain like patterns or certain ways of interacting with people or certain coping mechanisms that you feel are not helpful and are not serving you. Don't judge yourself, because you have those because at one point they did serve you and you adapted to your circumstances, because that is the amazing gift of your survival instincts and your adaptability. This card has shown up as an alert. Rapid action may be required at any moment. Waiting in place is not an option anymore. This is not a card for the faint at heart. It asks much of you, and you must be willing to give it. You must learn to be comfortable executing a big decision on your own. Make moves before you are taken down. So you might feel that this walking away is, I don't know if time sensitive is the right word, or it's urgent in some way. Like, I need to, for example, I need to leave this job before I really burn out, or I need to leave this job before I get sick, or I need to distance myself from this person before I like have a nervous breakdown. There's something that feels kind of urgent, or perhaps a tipping point where you can't just pretend it doesn't exist anymore. But this is also a blessing in disguise. It's like a smoke alarm notifying you that there's a fire. Don't get mad at the smoke alarm. It's doing its job. Thank the smoke alarm. The smoke alarm is amazing. It's saving you. I'm even thinking of, in my own experience, I've had like really bad anxiety attacks. Like, thank God I don't even know if this is wood, but I haven't had one in a long time. But there was a period where I was taking on way too much. And then, I was taking on way too much and I was exhausted, but then there was a cockroach in my apartment, which is not uncommon here in Japan. And it was so sneaky, I couldn't find it, but because I was so scared of it, I couldn't sleep. And it was just completely devastating, because I was really relying on being able to sleep because I had so much to get done. And because I was sleep deprived and like stressed out, I had a really bad anxiety attack and I had to cancel my plans the next day. But that was a wake-up call of like, holy shit, I need to stop overextending myself. I need to stop overcommitting to things. Like, this is now my body and my health is being affected. And ever since then, I've been a lot more careful about doing too much and not overstimulating myself. And everyone's level is going to be different, right? Like the point to where you feel like this is too much stress, this is too much stimulation, it's going to be different, but you have to honor what your higher self is telling you and what your body is telling you. So I don't want to scare you and be like, something like that is going to happen to you. This could manifest in many different ways, but I think it's this moment of like, oh crap, I cannot keep going like this, because it's not going to be pretty. But to be thankful for that, because that's that smoke alarm that's telling you like, get out of the house. And that is a blessing. Okay, group number 2s. I think these are all of the messages that I have for you. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. If you'd like to know more about the abundance coming your way in terms of your career and finances, then that is going to be in Luna's reading. So be sure to check that out. And thank you so much once again to Luna for collaborating with me. It always makes me so happy to be able to connect and do these readings with you. And group number 2, please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like the ones we do here on my main channel. And you can also decide on topics for future readings over there. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here. I just want to blow you kisses and give you a hug, group number 2. This is my hug. And thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self. And I'm sending love to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the aventurine mushroom, this is going to be your reading. So it's my intention today to receive these messages from spirit. However, if there is a particular spirit guide or member of your spiritual team whom you would like to receive messages from today, just keep them in your mind as we are going through the reading. And before we get into the cards, I wanted to roll a couple of my green dice to see if there's anything in particular that Spirit would like us to focus on today, or any hints about what this reading is going to be about. So let's see what we get for you, group number 3. We have, oh, you got the North Node, which is the same as group number 1. And we have the sign of Leo. So we are going to be talking about you aligning with your life purpose, your calling, and your most authentic expression. There was something in there about stepping out of your comfort zone, which I find interesting because it's as if Spirit is saying, at the time that you are watching this right now, your most authentic and badass expression may actually be outside of your comfort zone. And I'm being shown actually something that looks very much like the dials that are on my ring light. There's 2 dials, one of them is for warm light and one of them is for cold light. And it just makes it brighter or dimmer. And so it's not about you being in a different expression, it's you turning up the dial more. That's what might be out of your comfort zone. It's like, do what you're already doing, but do it bigger and do it brighter, with more oomph, with more confidence, with more self-belief, with more boldness. Spirit could be asking you to be more bold, more experimental, a bit less filtered, to create what you really want to create, as opposed to what you think someone else might like. To not be afraid of pushing the boundaries, to not be afraid of being weird. Yeah, your authentic expression is just doing whatever you're doing, but bigger and with less inhibitions and with less filters. And that's something that right now might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Spirit may also be encouraging you at this time to get more comfortable with standing out or sticking out and not blending in with the crowd. Interesting. Okay, let's look at your cards. We have the Man. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves that the universe is our loving parent. Love, oh, interesting. Love is not always obvious. Neptune, mystery, confusion, imagination, dreams, artistry. Pisces, spirituality, subconscious, intuition, clairvoyance, illusions, dreams, visions, depth, and consciousness. And then we have powerlessness. And it says, I fully reclaim possession of my own energy. Or of my energy. I added the own, but you get the picture. I'm reclaiming possession of my own energy. I actually want to check something because we have the North Node and we also have the sign of Pisces here. And Pisces is the next sign that the North Node is going to enter into. When does the North Node enter Pisces? January 12th, 2025. And it's going to stay in Pisces until July 26, 2026. So the beginning of 2025, like literally as we enter into January of 2025, I feel like things are going to be popping off in your life. I think that's going to be a period of big growth when the North Node enters Pisces and when the South Node enters Virgo. Very interesting. Mark your calendars, January 2025. And that's going to be the year of the snake. Yes. Look out for snakes as well. That could be a sign of abundance. Like if you see, even if it's just images of them or illustrations or, I don't know, carvings, that's coming to my mind too. I feel like that's a sign of abundance coming your way. I feel like there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of messages. So I apologize if it's a bit all over the place. We might find some way that all of these messages are linked with each other. But for now, I'll try my best to go through them neatly one by one. First of all, these two messages coming out together, I feel like is very interesting. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves that the universe is our loving parent and love is not always obvious. This definitely gives me the feeling of rejection is divine protection, because I'm thinking of the way in which a parent might withhold something from their child, not allow their child to do something or not allow their child to have something because they love them and because they have their best interests at heart. And the child, in their perspective, maybe cannot yet understand why this thing is bad for them or why they shouldn't do this, because, you know, it could be dangerous, they could get hurt, it could be unhealthy for them, but they just don't, they can't understand from their perspective. And of course, the universe sees the trajectory of our life from a larger perspective. And so there may be some times where you are temporarily withheld something because maybe it's not the right time yet, or kept away from a certain place or certain people or certain offers because the outcome could be negative or harmful. So for those of you who have experienced rejection recently, that may be something you need to know. This was the universe stepping in and showing love for you and protecting you from something, or making sure that you'll be available for something that is even better and even more in alignment with your wishes and dreams. Some of you are something is being held because it's just not the right time yet. So I thought these two together were quite interesting. We have this man, this masculine energy here, who is looking at this love is not always obvious. For those of you who have a love interest, and it doesn't even have to be a man, but for those of you who have a love interest and you're trying to drop hints, I feel like they might not be picking up on the hints or picking up on the signs. They might need something a little bit more obvious. But we do have the heart here. This card is related to the suit of hearts. So there is something about a man or a masculine energy connecting with their heart, connecting more with their emotions. So it could be that a man or a masculine energy in your life is becoming more emotionally open or emotionally vulnerable. And so part of the abundance you're experiencing is one of connection, openness, intimacy, vulnerability, affection, you know, someone opening up their heart to you. There may also be someone in your life who has love for you or is in love with you, and maybe they haven't been that obvious about it. Maybe they're sending you hints and you're not picking up on them. So I feel like this is simultaneously talking about the ways in which the universe loves and protects you, and it's not always obvious because, you know, it's a blessing in disguise, or it's rejection in the form of protection. And then I also feel like there could be something about a human in your life where the love is mutual, but it's not super obvious, and someone is finally opening up. And so there's finally that abundance of love and affection that is being shared. Neptune can talk about confusion and things being kind of fuzzy and things being kind of blurry. So if you have been confused about your own feelings or about someone else's true feelings and intentions, I do think that the universe is bringing you an abundance of clarity on that. And I do think that you will be happy with what you see. Also, this is kind of Piscean energy as well. The number 18 reminds me of the moon. Neptune is illusion, so it's like an illusion of powerlessness if we put these two together. And then this masculine energy, which is like taking initiative, taking action. There may be a situation that you feel powerless in, but you actually have the power to make this situation progress with your actions. I'm thinking of, just before I started filming your group, I was looking on Instagram, and there was a post from Behati Life, which if you're not following her, I would recommend it. She has a YouTube channel as well. I'm not sure if she posts frequently on YouTube. I mainly see her Instagram posts these days, but I've been a fan of hers for many years. And she said something like, you'll see now that the things you thought were holding you back are the things that are now setting your growth into motion. So for a lot of you, it feels like something was blocked or not progressing, or something was withheld from you just because it was not the right time yet. And if you had moved forward too early, it wouldn't have panned out in the right way. It wouldn't have panned out in the way that you were dreaming or hoping for. And I'm seeing when that thing goes down on the train tracks to keep you from crossing. And yeah, it's frustrating, but the reality is that there's a train going by. So you have to wait. And then when the train is done going by, then the dun 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 dun, it comes up and you can keep moving forward. So there's something like that, where it wasn't time, but now it is time. Trains could be significant in some way. And I wonder if there were certain delays or redirections or changes in plan that made you feel powerless. But your power, it's not about exerting control on the way everything goes and being able to control every outcome. But it is about keeping your vision. You empower yourself by keeping your vision, by knowing that the universe is working in your favor, and by continuing to move forward. I think maybe sometimes you've interpreted that, I don't know what it's called, the train thing going down as the universe saying, you're not allowed here, or you're not supposed to be here, or this isn't going to happen for you. Which, yeah, that would feel disempowering, but that was not the case. It was the universe trying to keep you safe. And I don't think anyone would feel disempowered by the universe keeping them away from the moving train. They'd be like, oh, thank you, universe. I'll wait for the train to pass. And then they'll keep moving forward on their merry way. So what you maybe thought was something disempowering you was actually something keeping you safe and keeping you available for that perfect moment that you wanted. And you should never doubt your manifestation powers, because all this while you have been manifesting, and whatever perceived delay or perceived holding you back happened, that was actually happening to ensure that you reach your manifestation. And that's you, that's your magic. It's almost as if you you manifested that thing going down. You manifested something keeping you there because your higher self wanted to make sure you arrived at the right time. Yeah, it's like if you arrive there too soon, it's not going to be ready for you. Okay. We're going to get into the tarot now. I feel that many of you could be very talented artists, very creative, with this Leo energy, Pisces energy, Neptune energy. You could create work that is ethereal, that is trippy, that transports you to another world. You could be into fantasy, drama-filled, action-filled art. I'm hearing provocative as well, like thought-provoking, or again, pushing the boundaries. What else does group number 3 need to know about the abundance coming their way? We have Death, which in this deck is actually the Fool card. So the journey starts with death, which is, that kind of reminds me of portals, which this reading is about a portal, but the Melanie Martinez album Portals starts with death and ends with womb, which is interesting. It's like all of everything that happens in the afterlife and then starting the next incarnation. And Death is a beautiful song. Okay, we have the 6 of Lotuses, which is the 6 of Cups. The Ace of Birds, which is the Ace of Swords. And we have the Shore, which is the Tower, number 16. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Karma, which is Justice. I'm going to drink some of my tea. I've been on a oolong tea kick. It's just, I don't know, it makes my insides feel fresh. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, also, recently it was like a mix of is jasmine tea a kind of green tea? Anyway, it was like jasmine tea. No, because jasmine is oh gosh, I'm about to go on a tea rabbit hole. Is jasmine tea green tea? Jasmine tea is typically based on green tea, which is packed with catechins. And I think catechin is an antioxidant. Anyway, jasmine tea, green tea, it's so freaking good. Yes, and catechins are antioxidants. Yeah, maybe there's something significant about tea for this group. The drink kind, or maybe you're learning the tea about something or someone. Or jasmine, like the name Jasmine could be significant, or Yasmin, or some other variation of that name. And I'm thinking of the Disney character from Aladdin. Okay. Enough with that. Okay. So we have the Death card, which is actually the Fool. And this feels like a completely new life. It feels like completely stepping into the unknown. The Fool marks the beginning of a new adventure, an unpredictable journey, and sort of not having any frame of reference of what it's going to be like. you know, we cannot say for sure what happens after death because we have nothing to go off of from our human incarnate perspective. And so I do feel like this is a message about you stepping into a completely new world. So, and I mean, this could manifest in so many ways, right? It could be you entering into a new industry, a new field of study that really has little to no similarities from what you've done before. I'm thinking of someone who is changing majors and maybe none of their credits count, but that's okay. They're going into a completely new journey. Or I'm thinking of someone moving to a new country where they don't know anybody, they don't speak the language, they've never been there. It's like they have nothing to reference to make this situation more familiar. It feels completely new. So there's something like that that you could be doing soon, which that definitely feels like stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a leap of faith into the unknown. And this can also be about unexpected opportunities coming your way. So it could also be something being offered to you that you weren't necessarily looking for. For example, getting a job offer when you weren't even applying for jobs, or like you were applying over here and then this came out of left field. Or being on a dating app to meet new people, but then meeting someone when you're out at the park. It's like in a completely different way than what you were trying. Something is coming in, or something is coming in when you weren't even trying. Some of you could be going through an experience where you were completely messing around and doing something for fun, and then it just took off. Like you could gain a bunch of recognition, or you could go viral, or you could start to get a bunch of invitations because word got out about what you were doing, but that wasn't really your main goal. You were just trying to have fun. The Fool very much gives the vibes of someone who's frolicking and is like la da 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 da, and not really looking where they're going and just vibing and running right into an opportunity. Because when the time is right, when it's your time, you cannot escape your blessing. Does that sound like a threat? When the time is right, you cannot escape the blessings that are meant for you. You cannot escape the abundance that is meant for you. And that blessing's gonna, ominous positivity, that blessing's gonna find you whether you like it or not. And I feel like this could be a big lesson in divine timing, or a big experience in divine timing. Because I feel like you're going from trying really hard to make something happen and it doesn't, to not trying at all and then it happens. And realizing, man, like it's really divine timing. It's really about going with the current and going with the tides. And I see this current here, and I see these waves in the shore. It's as if there's this current that goes this way, and then it changes and it goes this way. If you want to go that way, you should probably wait until the current's going this way. Does that mean you're not powerful? No. It feels like there's some part of your ego that was like stubbornly trying to swim against the current, to be like, I'm powerful, I can do it. But it's just smarter to swim with the current. And that's when you're gonna get there anyway, when you go with the current. I feel like there's an abundance of divine support coming your way to achieve your goals and to receive the opportunities you want, because it's your time, it's your moment. Like everybody has their moment, but this one is yours. The currents are moving in your favor, the energies are moving in your favor. The Six of Cups has to do with a lot of things. The past, childhood. It has kind of a sweet feeling, a nostalgic feeling, even a romantic feeling, I dare say. For some of you, this could have to do with a childhood dream of yours coming true. It could have to do with a union or a reunion with a soulmate. And stepping out of your comfort zone only to find that it's actually quite comfortable out here. It's like a leap of faith that you were scared of taking. But once you get there, everything is fine. Just using that example again of moving to a country where you don't know the language and you don't know anyone and this and that, that could be quite scary. That could be definitely out of your comfort zone. But the message here is that once you get there, you're like, wait, I kind of love this. I kind of love like not knowing anyone. The very thing that you were afraid of, it's like you kind of love it. I can be whoever I want here because nobody knows me. I could just start a new life. I could be a new person. Or I don't have any previous background in this field, so I don't have any biases. I don't have any assumptions, so I can actually learn this more accurately. So this not having experience or not being familiar outside of your comfort zone is actually really going to work in your favor. It's going to give you an edge, I'm hearing, and it's going to make you stand out. You could be experimenting and doing things that are wrong, but it produces something really cool and really amazing. And I'm being shown, like, if someone had a guitar and they were playing it like this, just like knocking on it, and people are like, actually that's not how, like, yeah, they would be right. Like, that's not how you play it per se. You're supposed to like use the strings, but because I mean, I guess this is an example where you don't know what a guitar is, how a guitar is used, but just go along with it. Because you don't know, you're doing something really cool and innovative that other people wouldn't have thought to do because of their programming. It's like you're thinking outside the box because you don't even know what the box is or where the box is. And so some people might be like snooty about it and be like, don't they know that this is the box and you're supposed to be like this? And then other people might be like, oh my gosh, this person is a genius. This person is revolutionary. And it's just you vibing. It's just you having a good time. Like, you know what I mean? And I've seen it. I've seen, for example, people who haven't studied tarot and they're still able to do an accurate reading because like the conventions are they're just conventions, they're guidelines. And sometimes the guidelines do need to be followed, but when it comes to art, they don't. So maybe this is something artistic or something, I mean, it could be anything, but I feel like you're experimenting and you're going outside the box, not because you're intentionally thinking to do that, because you don't even perceive the box, and that's your advantage. That gives you more freedom, or you're exploring the field from a more pure place. You don't have that programming of this is how you're supposed to perceive things, and this is the flow that you're supposed to be in, and the approach that you're supposed to take. Because sometimes you don't even realize how ingrained you are with that stuff. You don't realize how much your previous experiences and programming and assumptions really affect the way you see things. You know, like if a ET came here, they'd probably do some really cool stuff because their mind is fresh. It's a fresh slate coming into this world. They're going to see all different kinds of opportunities and beauty and solutions that we can't see, because it's like when you see something too much, you kind of become blind to it as how it's coming through. You don't really it reminds me of how, you know, when you could be reading a sentence and the word the is there twice and you don't see it because your brain just deletes the second the, because it's so used to knowing how to read a sentence, it just omits it. Or maybe You know, when you could have sworn you proofread your essay 5 times, and how did you miss that typo? It's because you've just seen it too much, and your brain makes assumptions that the word is spelled a certain way that you might not even see the typo that is like staring right at you. And so if an alien comes here with no reference to how things are supposed to look, of course they're going to see the second the. They don't even know that they're supposed to be one. So they're not looking at it with any bias or preconceived anything. So I don't know, that's something that's really going to help you. So for those of you who have ever felt insecure about like a lack of knowledge or a lack of experience or this or that, that very thing is going to be your gift. That's going to help you. The Ace of Swords followed by the Tower, there is something about destroying what you thought you knew. And then we have Karma, which this is the Justice card. So I think this is talking about balance, partnership, doing the right thing. You could be entering into a new connection or partnership, or restoring harmony in an existing partnership or connection because of uncovering the truth of how much in your dynamic was left to assumptions, assuming how the other person feels, assuming what the other person meant. And I feel like there's a lot of times where our brain is like, well, that's just common sense. Of course they meant that, because like what else would they mean? But even that is an assumption. Or of course they feel this way about me, otherwise they wouldn't have done that. That's also an assumption. When you are aware of and remove your assumptions from the equation, that unlocks more abundance for you, more opportunities for genuine connection, more opportunities for understanding and hearing each other out. I think there's a part of everybody's ego that's concerned with being right. And I think that part of your ego is stepping down because they're no longer afraid. I think the desire to be right, it does come from like a fear of being out of control or like a shame associated with being wrong. And I feel like that shame is subsiding. And now you're just like, I could be right, I could be wrong, I don't know. I'm exploring, I'm observing, I'm learning, I'm experimenting. I don't have anything to prove, I'm just learning. So that part of you that needed to be right because it made you feel more safe or it made you feel more valuable, that part of you is leaving you alone because I feel like it has caused stress in your life. It's like, thank you, ego, we don't need that right now. Appreciate your service, we don't need that right now. Even trying to swim against the current. It's like the desire to be right about your destination couldn't wait. I have to prove to myself that I'm on the right path and I can't wait. I gotta go, even if it's not divine timing. It's like we're just relaxing. There's a connection of yours that's really improving because both parties are no longer assuming how the other feels. And rather than filling the blanks with assumptions, they're reaching out, they're asking questions, they're communicating with each other. They're being honest about their desire for more closeness. There's like you and someone else and you love each other, but you've been holding back. Like, I feel like it's mutual. And we simply cannot do that anymore. The Fool energy, it's so pure and innocent and it has no sneaky motives. It just wants to live and experience and connect. It's really the energy that is closest to source. And so that is being awakened in you, reawakened in you. And it's being reawakened in a counterpart as well. This could be a romantic or platonic soulmate, but it is a soulmate because the Six of Cups is here. And even karma and the justice card, that does feel like a divine counterpart. I don't need to be quote unquote right about you or right about how you feel. I'm going to remove all of my assumptions about how you feel and just create this space for you to come forward and to show me. And I want you to do that. And I want to connect with you and the reality of who you are, not who my ego like wants you to be or expects you to be or needs you to be. I just want to love you as you are and as you naturally express yourself to me. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. and maybe all of these are linked somehow, but it's, you know, overcoming an illusion of powerlessness, excelling in a field because it's unfamiliar to you, deepening a connection with a soulmate, being creative, pushing boundaries, blowing up from something you were doing just for fun. Oh my gosh, how many things did we talk about? Rejection is protection. It wasn't divine timing before, but it is now. Like this reading was all over. There's a lot of things that came up that you needed to hear, and if you know what this is referring to and you know how these things are linked, please do let me know. I'd be really interested to know. But the last thing I want to do is read this karma card from the guidebook. So this is on page 36, in case that is relevant to you. Honesty and restoring balance. Karma is universal justice. It can never be controlled and will always restore the balance in all things. It is at the core of why we are brought together with people in our lives. Karma is like a complex knot you spend your life trying to undo. We all start with an unknotted string, and as life goes on, we have more karmic debt to untie. Karma brings clarity and truth through cause and effect. It is invisible to the naked eye, but is what tips the scales and what morphs universal coincidences into cosmic enlightenment. Karma is a card that asks for brutal honesty. It is easy to convince yourself that you have not wronged, but we all have. It is a part of being human. Don't be afraid to try and mend broken relationships. The actions you take now will ripple far into the future. On the other side of it, if you feel you have been wronged, karma will eventually restore balance. In the end, it is always the ultimate truth that is rewarded in kind. Be truthful with yourself, others will be truthful with you. So something that I am thinking when I'm reading this is that if you have been confused or frustrated by someone else's behavior, you may be doing some of the same behavior yourself. So like, why isn't this person being more forthcoming with me? Have I been forthcoming with this person? And maybe if I want them to do more of XYZ, I need to do more of XYZ as well. So just something to think about. Feel free to ignore me, but that's all the messages I have for you today, group number 3. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you so much to Luna once again for collaborating with me. If you would like to receive messages more so centered on your career and financial abundance that is coming your way, then be sure to check out her video. I will have it linked down below. And thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like these ones we do on the main channel. And you can also decide on topics for future readings over there. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number fours. So if you chose this little guy right here, the Aventurine Ram, this is going to be your reading. I just wanted to mention at the time that I started filming your group, it was 3:33 p.m. So that might be a number that you see as a sign that abundance is on your way. It is also the number of the Empress. So something that you will be enjoying in abundance is beauty, pleasures, comforts, inspiration as well. I feel like you're entering into a time of ease. Yeah, it feels more easy. It feels more leisurely. It feels more about enjoying the fruits of your labor and enjoying your sensual pleasures. So let's get into your reading. It's my intention today to receive these messages from Spirit. However, if there's a particular member of your spiritual team, a particular spirit guide whom you'd like to hear from today, just keep them in your mind as we go through this reading. And the first thing I want to do is roll my green dice to see if there's anything in particular that Spirit would like us to focus on today, or any hints as to what this reading will be about. So let's see what we have for my... We have the planet of Venus. Yep, that is exactly what this reading is going to be about, group number 4. Venus is the planet associated with the Empress, which is all of those things that we were just talking about. So again, ease, comforts, pleasures, leisure, art, creativity, inspiration. This is amazing. This could be a time where you are feeling very beautiful inside and out. You could even be going through some sort of upgrade in terms of your beauty or your aesthetic, at least in a way where you feel more beautiful and you feel more comfortable with your aesthetic. You could also be receiving an abundance of invitations or an abundance of people approaching you, making offers to you, whether that's romantic offers or offers of friendship. It's kind of like everybody wants to be around your energy right now. Yeah, there could be a lot of social gatherings happening, parties, events. I'm hearing stuff that you don't want to miss out on because it's going to be a great time, great company, amazing people, like opportunities to make good connections. You're definitely going to feel very connected at this time. So for those of you who have been feeling lonely or isolated, that is definitely going to change. You're experiencing an abundance of connection, really feeling safe in your network, in your social circle, feeling like you have a support system, feeling that love all around you. And ooh, we have the sign of Leo. So Venus and Leo, that could be a significant astrological placement for you or someone else. But this is also giving me the feeling of passion. There's going to be an abundance of passion in your life at this time. And Leo also makes me think of someone who's like hot and attractive. So I don't know what you're doing, group number 4, but it's working. And you are really feeling yourself at this time. This could also be an abundance of confidence. Like feeling hot, feeling badass, feeling beautiful, feeling like you want to show off and flaunt your beauty. This could also be beauty in the things that you create. So for those of you who create, you might notice that the quality of your work is really improving, or you really like the things that you are putting out right now. You've really refined your approach so that you can precisely make exactly what you like. Like mastering your technique is something that is coming through. Some of you could be like mastering your makeup technique, like finding the perfect way to look exactly how you want. Because I'm being shown, you know, this kind of like expectations versus reality meme. I see it a lot with like cake for some reason, where it's like this really beautiful elaborate cake and someone's like, I tried to recreate this cake, but then when they try to do it, it just like looks like a mess. So there's something about you being able to recreate something exactly as you see it. So maybe you like watch makeup tutorials and you're like, I wish I could do my makeup just like that. And you're finally getting the technique down that you can do it exactly like that. Or I'm also hearing like taking prettier pictures, whether that's of you or like taking pictures of nature. You're like, I want it to look like this photographer's quality, or like you see in the magazines. I want to be able to take that high level of photo, and then it's like you're finally getting it. You're finally getting the perfect lighting and the perfect angle and the perfect lens and stuff to take it exactly how you envisioned it, rather than feeling like the expectation versus reality is so different. You're nailing something, you're getting the hang of something. I just kicked the tripod by accident. But we are back. So another thing I think you could be experiencing in abundance is affection. So people being very affectionate towards you, and you also feeling comfortable to express your affectionate side. There could also be an abundance of playfulness, of playful energy. You could be spending a lot of time with people who bring out your inner child, or spending a lot of time with children, spending time with whoever really makes your heart feel warm and fuzzy. This could even be animals. Okay, let's take a look at your cards and see. Let's see what we have. We have the lily with the number 30. So there's your number 3 again. And this is literally about pleasure and goodness. I feel like it just matches so well. Perhaps someone is gifting you flowers. If you have a birthday coming up soon, or a certain milestone, or if you're being celebrated in any way soon, people could be very generous with the gifts that they give you. Like you're receiving an abundance of gifts from people, or like very generous, very nice gifts. Someone could even be giving you a gift for no particular reason. You know, like for example, a significant other buying you flowers just because, you know, just because they love you. We have allow yourself to fall apart. Only then will you be able to start rebuilding a truer version of you. You don't need me, but I'll be there. We have, look at this, Leo, 5th house, same energy. Pleasure is a big one. Abundance of pleasure is a big one. Romance, creativity, fertility, sex, children, childlike fun, joy, love, passion, entertainment, art, culture, and hobbies. And then we have chaos. I understand that chaos gives me an opportunity to recenter myself. All right, I think it's so cool how strong the Venusian energy is and how strong the Leo energy is in this reading. Clearly, Spirit wants you to know that this is going to be a beautiful time. Let's just go through all of these, because I think all of these are things that you are receiving in abundance. Your romantic life, your love life, your dating life, your sex life, all of that is looking really good right now. There is a feeling of that kind of fun and flirty energy with the sparks flying, you know, like when you're just developing a crush on someone, or you're just starting to date someone, and it's like new and fun and exciting. So for those of you who are single, I think that your dating life is going to be really fun at this time. But even if you are in a long-term committed relationship, it seems like that spark is coming back, sort of like a renaissance of the honeymoon phase, or you're just going through a particularly passionate period with your significant other or with your love interest. It does feel like love is in the air and romance is in the air. And perhaps even being in love with someone is what's going to inspire you creatively, as if someone is a muse for you. We do have fertility here as well, so that will be a great sign for those of you who are wanting to have babies. If that's not something you want, make sure that you are being careful. Yep. And yeah, we have childlike fun, entertainment, passion. Like these are all things that we've been picking up on since the start of the reading. So Spirit really, really wants you to know that those things are coming in abundance. You may have a lot of opportunities to, for example, go see your favorite artist, or go to music festivals, or again, go to parties and events where people are mingling. I feel like you're going to have a lot more opportunities to be surrounded with like-minded people, and to be surrounded with people who inspire you, people you aspire to be like, people who you can kind of, I don't know if I like the expression of pick their brain, but that getting to have a conversation with them and getting to ask them questions about their journey and their road to success and their philosophies and their craft and their techniques, like getting to hear all about them would be a super enriching experience for you. We do have the King of Spades here, who would correspond to the King of Swords. So there is something about a person who's maybe a bit farther along on their journey, on their worldly journey, than you are, who has a lot of information, knowledge, and wisdom to impart on you. And this is related to your passion or your creative expression. So talking to this person or these people, it's going to be like a huge energy charge for you. It's going to get you really hyped about what you're doing and what you're creating, and it's really going to boost your confidence. You might be receiving an abundance of compliments and praise from people you really admire. And so receiving a compliment from them, it's like a million times more precious to you versus like just hearing it from a stranger. You know, when someone you look up to really compliments you and compliments your work. And this is actually really sweet. You don't need me, but I'll be there. You're receiving an abundance of a lot of things that are not necessary, so to speak, but they are gifts because the universe loves you and the universe wants you to have nice things. And I feel that some of you might, like when you're manifesting, maybe think like, oh, well, I don't really need that. Or like, maybe it's frivolous. Maybe it's not actually a part of my deeper spiritual advancement. And the universe says, that's okay. If it's just gonna brighten your day, if it's gonna make you feel confident, if it's going to make you have fun, then you deserve to have it. You deserve to have your sweet treats. Like the universe is bringing a lot of sweet treats into your life right now. And I'm also thinking, because we have romance in the air, it's like you're really feeling like you're in love with yourself, you're independent, you don't necessarily need a partner, but the partner is there. So you could be manifesting a relationship where with a partner who really like respects your independence and respects your ability to manifest your own stuff and to help yourself, but also they will be there to provide for you and they will be there to support you. I'm even thinking of your friends, your support circle, who it's like if you ever are struggling, we'll be there to help you. You don't need that right now because you're doing great. But it's nice to know that you do have friends who would be there for you if ever you were struggling. If ever you had a burden that was too heavy for you, you know that these people would be here to share that burden with you. You seem to be in quite a self-sufficient energy. So you're not really in an energy of leaning super heavily on your support system right now, but just the fact that they're there is very heartwarming. And I do feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of praise, affection, and gifts from the people in your circles right now. And these are things that you should graciously receive and know that you deserve them just because you're you and just because you're amazing. This orange color and this red color as well is making me think of confidence, the lower chakras, feeling really secure with yourself, comfortable in your body, comfortable with your self-expression. You could be getting more comfortable with like your physical appearance, or not just feeling comfortable in your body, but really feeling confident and really enjoying your sexuality, for example, or enjoying moving and expressing yourself with your body. Some of you could be dancers, or you could be getting into dance, or there's maybe a certain exercise or physical activity that makes you feel really empowered and really good about yourself. We also have abundance in the form of hobbies coming through here, which is amazing. It's like you're just so full of passion and having a great time with your hobbies, and this is just such a bright and sunny energy. These two cards seem to be kind of saying the same thing. Allow yourself to fall apart. Only then will you be able to start rebuilding a truer version of you. I understand that chaos gives me an opportunity to recenter myself. I feel like the chaos is the falling apart of something. What is that squeaking noise? Is that a bird or is that my chair squeaking? I can't tell. I don't know if you could hear that, but I don't think it's my chair. I just heard, it sounded like a bird going like cheep, 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 cheep. But that, I don't know. Maybe that's significant in some way. Maybe someone has a pet bird, or Twitter is significant in some way. But anyway, I feel like this chaos, speaking of chaos and me being all over the place and kicking the tripod earlier, I feel like allowing yourself to fall apart is what this chaos is referring to. And then the rebuilding a truer version of you is the recentering of yourself. So this could be with regards to your own, like your journey of personal growth. It could also be a project that you're working on, and it may just be better to start something from scratch rather than trying to keep fixing it as you go. It's better to just start from zero. I guess the easy example is like if you're building a house and the foundation is shaky, maybe it's better to just start from the bottom again and rebuild the foundation. Because if you start trying to build stuff on top of that, it's going to be wobbly, and like you have to go back a few steps to fix it. I've never built a house before, but yeah. To access a more authentic version of yourself, you may have to kind of deconstruct yourself first. Just looking at the number 5, like May 24th or May 30th, or like the last week of May could be significant. Maybe there's like a May Gemini in your life. Maybe there's a Gemini with Venus in Leo, or a Leo with Venus in Gemini. What else does group number 4 need to know about the abundance that is coming their way? We have the Crow with the number 1, so that's the Magician. There's our bird. Crows could be significant to you. Also, since this is the Lily, it could be that someone named Lily, or something that sounds like Lily, or something that means Lily in another language. Someone with that name could be significant to you. We have Past Lives, which is the Death card. This looks like manifesting past life connections. This looks like manifesting your soul family. There's also a message that the older you get, the more fun you will have. So for those of you who may be feeling afraid of getting older, don't be afraid. You're just gonna have more and more fun and give less and less fucks. We have we have the Six of Embers, which is the Six of Wands, and that's even more Leo energy. This is Jupiter in Leo. This is Leo energy, and this is Gemini energy. Gemini and Leo coming out strong. We got a bit of Scorpio too with the Death card. And then we have the Four of Trees, Four of Pentacles, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have Life on Earth, which is the World card. It's card number 21. And as I'm showing you this, the camera timer is on 2121, which 21 also reduces to 3. So that's your 3 again. Repeating 3s is the number for this group. Wow. Past lives, life on earth, you are manifesting your soul family. The beloved souls whom you've had many past lives with. And there's a sense of mutual admiration between you and your soul family members. Like, oh, I'm thinking of me and Aso because before we were friends, we both watched each other's videos and like we both appreciated each other's content and then like wanted to be friends. So, and honestly, that's my wish for you, that you will manifest a friendship like that. But that's kind of the feeling of, oh, 2222, as I said that. So confirmation, yes, you're manifesting soul family connections like that, where you first know of each other and you admire each other's work and kind of wishing you could connect and wishing you could be friends. Maybe you're wishing that you could collaborate. And then when you meet each other, and I've had this moment with other people as well, where it's like, oh my gosh, like you watch my videos, I watch your videos. Like you're a fan of me, I'm a fan of you. There's that kind of feeling, because this is like admiration and looking up to someone. I mean, that can be one of the things. But this is also confidence, victory. You could be winning an award or winning a contest. You could be getting a medal or getting a plaque, a trophy perhaps. Like you're winning something, or you're receiving acclaim for something that you've done, which is maybe a bit of a tangent, but yeah, this is giving like your creative counterparts, your like-minded soul family, and you inspire each other and admire each other's work. And one of the reasons you're inspired by each other is because you kind of reflect back to each other your talents and your potential and what you could become or what you could create. This kind of looks like it's a light that people are gathering around. So you could also be, the magician. It feels like a powerful, influential person. People might think that what you do is magical or what you make is magical. And it's like, how do you do that? Or how do you come up with that? There's a sort of genius element to you. But I feel like this is a crowd gathering around to see what you're doing. So you're gaining an audience. And for those of you who aren't really performers in that sense that you would have an audience, this could be you manifesting your customers, your clients. This could be you manifesting sponsors or like people, investors, like a crowd around you who is watching what you do and wants to support you in some way. So, apply that message the way it makes sense for you, depending on what you're making or what you're doing for a living. But it's, you're catching the right people's attention, and you're finding your people who believe in your vision. So this goes beyond just your soul family, but it's like the crowd that you're pulling in. I'm seeing a street performer who at first everybody's just walking down the street minding their own business, but as they see or hear what you're doing, more and more people start to organically gather, because like a magician, they are entranced by what you are doing. They're mesmerized by what you're doing. So you're also gaining an abundance of attention, not necessarily on your personal life, but on your talents and your gifts and what you have to offer or what you are creating. And people want to support you in any way they can, whether that's with their attention, with their praise, with their word of mouth, with their direct funding or investing, so that you can keep doing what you do. And the Four of Pentacles, this is, I mean, this reading is not meant to be focused on like money and material stuff. However, I gotta say it when I see it. Four of Pentacles, that's like, you're gonna be good financially, financial stability. And maybe why this is coming up, like maybe a reason money is coming up in your reading about emotional and spiritual abundance, is because money is the tool that you need to sustain and to keep doing what you love. Like your support, like the support of this crowd, your support allows me to keep doing what I love. And, you know, we talked about hobbies, you know, a lot of hobbies cost money. I'm currently learning pole dancing and DJing as a hobby, and I'm like taking lessons for both of them. That costs money. I also had to buy a treadmill because my other hobby is running, and I can't go to the gym because I have tattoos and I can't run outside because it's like 30 degrees and 60-70% humidity and I will pass away. So that costs money too. So, you know, things cost money. And so I do think that having this money coming in is going to bring you that emotional abundance, because you get to do all of your hobbies, and you get to, you know, if your favorite artist comes into town, you can get the tickets, or maybe you can even get the meet and greet because you have the funds to do so. Or you can get gifts for your friends and your loved ones. Like, those are things that will emotionally fulfill you. And the thing about the Four is that it's stable. So this is like a stable income coming in, where, you know, you might not be mega rich, but you certainly don't have anything to worry about. It's stability, it's security, it's safety. It's knowing that you're going to be supported and that you're going to be okay, and that your work is going to be sustained. You can keep going on doing what you're doing. We do have the World. So you are becoming someone who I think is very aspirational to a lot of people. I also think a lot of people will aspire to and be inspired by your soul family connections, or perhaps even by your romantic connection. You might have a lot of people saying that you and your partner are like couple goals, or you're a power couple or power relationship, and that people wish they had a friendship like you and your besties, like you and your soul family. And you can confidently tell people you will, because I was in that same position once where I wished for these people to enter my life, and they did. And I know that the same thing will happen for you. So not only do you inspire others, but I think you really give them hope. And I think you attract people who are ambitious, and you attract people who are really serious about committing to themselves and bettering their lives, and who just love you so much. Okay, the last thing I want to do is read this Life on Earth from the guidebook. So here she is. She's on page 46, in case that is relevant to you. And also, as I'm holding this up, the camera timer is 3003, which is a mirroring number. I don't know if I already said this, but someone could be 30 years old, or like turning 30. The year 2003 could also be significant. I guess the year 2030 could be too, but that might be too far away for us to really be thinking about that. Okay. Fulfillment and harmony. Giant hands lift you up. They pulse with love so deep you can feel it coursing through your being. In this first embrace, you are home in your new life on Earth. When you are a young human, you can often recall your previous lives before... Ooh, we got a shout out to past lives. When you are a young human, you can often recall your previous lives before being inside of this bodily vessel. It is comforting, it inspires you. This new life is exciting for a long time. But as you grow older, having spent more time on this planet, you start to forget your old soul. It seems so far away, a different life, and this is your life now. So you adopt this world as your own, forgetting the real one behind until the next time around. And with great harmony, another cycle begins. That's so interesting. So one thing about this deck is that the Fool card, which is the first major arcana, is death. So it's like the journey starts with death, and then the last card, which is the World, the journey ends with coming into a new life. So I really feel there's something about exploring your past lives or exploring the place that we go to between incarnations, or connecting with your loved ones, not just human to human, but really connecting with their souls and remembering your history together. That could be something that really enriches your relationships. And also just remembering that, yeah, this is something that will help you to have more fun and to help you take outcomes less seriously, because this lifetime is just one snapshot in your whole story. And this human that you see in front of your eyes and this vessel that you inhabit, yes, it is you, and it is the real you, but it's just a part of you. You are much bigger than this whole thing. And that, knowing that truth in itself, that is abundance. Like, your existence is abundance. Life on Earth has existed on this planet for billions of years, and you are here witnessing it. When you see this card in a reading, take it as a wonderful sign. It asks nothing of you but appreciation. Breathe in the air, feel it in your lungs, and exhale back into the universe. You are alive, and that is enough. 3333 on the camera timer as we finish reading this passage. So another thing that's happening for you is just, it's not even necessarily about new abundance coming into your life, but also just about recognizing the abundance that has always been there and that has always been around you. And just recognizing what a gift it is to be alive, to be able to experience life on Earth, life in a body, life in this natural world, life alongside other creatures, alongside other people, getting to connect with people, getting to share ideas and share laughter and all of those little things. Like, seeing that in itself is abundance. It opens you up to feeling so much more abundant in your day-to-day life. Yeah, and all this card asks of you, like the guidebook said, is to appreciate it. So group number 4s, these are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you so much once again to Luna for collaborating with me. If you would like to hear more about your abundance surrounding finances and career, then be sure to check out Luna's reading as well. It will be linked down below. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless exclusive pick a card readings, just like these ones that we do here on the main channel. And you can also decide on topics for future readings over there. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.